Hello everybody. Today we have a very special guest. She has come all the way to our channel studio in Rainbow, and she is not just a fantastic dance performer in Odissi but also a scholar in dance studies. She is also equally good in her academics. Let me introduce you to Shri Radha Paul. Hello. Namaste.
Namaste.
I'm so glad you are here. You look superb and very graceful. So let me ask you, how did dance happen to you?
Okay, so namaste, and yeah, I mean, I don't know how to start or say this answer, because I also don't know, because I did not choose dance. Dance chose me. No. Because my mother took me when I was 5 years old. So she took me to Odissi class, and then I started dancing and I fell in love with dance.
So dance is in your blood.
Yeah, it's like it's going on. So I don't know how to live without dance.
That's a fantastic journey. And how long has it been since you've started?
Yeah, it's been more than almost like 25 years I've been dancing.
25 years,
Yeah.
wow. So how many stage shows have you given so far?
I haven't counted, but I think I started my first stage show was when I was like 6 years old, and I remember like I was kind of lying down, and then I saw my parents and I said hi in between of the performance. So yeah, I think I did many, but I did not count how many.
Okay, and I've also heard that you have given the international shows in abroad. So how was your experience like?
Yeah, I did perform in many countries with my Guru Bichitrananda Swine, and also with his group, and also I gave many solo performances in US, in London, in Hungary, even in France. So it was an amazing experience, because it's so unique, because how foreigners kind of accepts our culture, our tradition, and respect it. So that is very fascinating when I go abroad, and they love our dance, they love our costumes, they love our music. So that is something very satisfying.
It would have been a really proud moment for your parents as well. So how was your support from your parents? Like, who's very supportive to you?
They were very supportive. Like both my parents were supportive. My grandmother, she's also a big support, and because my mother was a Bharatanatyam dancer, so she did her masters in Bharatanatyam. So I had that support and that training, because I used to go to a dance class and I had very good teachers, but that extra training, that extra care, yeah, that was given by my mother, and she and I think that's what makes the difference. So how passionate you can be with dance when you have the same.
So what made you choose Odissi when your mother is a Bharatanatyam dancer?
So as I told you, I did not choose because I was 5, so I didn't know what is Odissi, what is Bharatanatyam. But I think it was her dream, because while she was studying in Ravindra Bharati University, so that time Odissi department was new. So okay. Then she was kind of probably regretting, like, why did she choose Bharatanatyam? She should have done Odissi. Mm-hmm. So maybe she kind of planned it, like if she, have a daughter, then she would send her to Odissi class, and that's how like she.
Did you ever try to perform with your mother? Did you get the chance?
I didn't perform with her together, but yes, like she also trained in Odissi with me while I was training. And then we did do the annual program together. Like I did with Michael, like my batchmates, and she did with her batchmates. So yeah.
Was that one of the dreams come true moment for you?
Yeah, it was very special. And sometimes it's not also easy when you have like a mother who knows the dance, because maybe other mothers will be, oh, you did so beautiful, but then she wouldn't say that, she would say, oh, you did that part wrong. So sometimes it's not so easy also to have somebody who knows.
When she was with you, she becomes a teacher at
that
moment.
So then it's like difficult that, okay, she's not always nice because she knows where did I go wrong. And whereas my other friends, moms are so proud of them, but my mother is always pulling me and making me, like, training me to be grounded and making me realize that, oh, you did mistake here, or you shouldn't have done that this way. So yeah.
That was the teacher, the
Yeah.
right teacher who points out our
Yeah.
mistakes and tells where we have to correct. And how was your journey in the dance and as well as in the academics? How did you find the time to balance these both? Because nowadays it is becoming difficult for the young people who want to get into craft. It is difficult for them to manage their professional career and the passion. So what is something that you want to share?
Yeah, I don't know actually, because while I was studying, I always had this in mind, because everybody says, oh, you only dance, that's always being generally the environment of a family. Oh, you are an engineer, so you have an extra respect when you pursue engineering or medicine or whatever is it. But then when you say you are a dancer or you're an actor, then automatically that respect is somewhere missing. So but anyway, while I was like a kid or a school student, they used to say that, like, oh, you're just dancing, you just need to have a graduation degree at least, because they think that dancers are fool, so we don't have the brain, but we just dance. But it's not that, because when we dance, we have to take care of the choreographies, we have to take care of the rhythm, we have to remember the choreography, train, so many things come into play, and it makes you better. So I think in my academics, dance helped me, because I could pick up choreography very fast. So I could also, when I used to concentrate, I used to really study hard in a short time. So it helped me
Focus.
focus and concentrate, because I think it was both was complementing each other. Because I think most of the dancers do have a clear mind and clear brain, because you need to be very active and prompt to dance. And also I had to focus on studies, because if I don't give my parents the good grade, then they would say, oh, because of dance, it's getting hampered. So I didn't want to give them any excuse or scope to tell me that. So I was, I had to sacrifice many of the parties, wedding parties, birthday parties, and so on, but just to give them the results. So you need to sacrifice, you can't be doing everything. So yeah.
This is actually a very good message that we want our audience to hear, because to be able to be successful in your passion, you should also be successful in your profession. You should also go through your foundation, so that you don't disappoint your parents as well. People usually fight with their parents that I don't want that, I want this and all that. To be able to balance both of this is something that people have to look up to you. So what is something that you want to say about your academics? What are the specializations that you had done? And I have heard that you're very good in your academics as well, and you also have got the scholarship.
Yeah. So I wasn't good in studies when I was in middle school. But then when you are the popular child or the student in the school, oh, you are dancing and everywhere, all the teachers knows you, then it's a matter of prestige that how is your results, whether your results are speaking or not. So then that's the moment, I think from grade 8, I started being very serious about my studies, because I didn't want the teachers to only know me because I just dance well, but also I'm a good student. So then it changed. I changed from then, because sometimes it is internal. I wouldn't say that, because people will tell you study hard and all that, but I think that calling should come from inside, like whether you want to study hard or not, whether you want to be equally good or not. So I think that was my realization in grade 8, because I want to be popular in all ways. So that's why I started studying hard. And then I totally forgot your question. I'm sorry.
You were interested in geography, right?
Oh yes, I was. So then I was very much in love with geography, because I loved the teacher. And then I did pursue geography. I did BSc from Sri Shikshayetan College. And I want to mention my school, Sri Shikshayetan School also, because the teachers were amazing. They taught me how you can be independent as a woman, and you can really pursue your dreams, and you can be vocal as a woman and not just be like a timid or shy.
You should be opinionated.
Yeah,
True.
like you should have a strong, clear opinions what you want to do. So I really give all my credit to my teachers of my school. So, and also the college, it was very nice college, and I think, and I did a very good results, I remember, because one of the professor, asked me, why are you wasting the seat here? Because I used to go for dance competition, dance programs. You should have gone to a dance college. You're wasting a geographer's seat. But then the same teacher, when she saw my result, and her opinion changed, and then I didn't want to participate in one of the program, and then she took the responsibility. No, I know you will manage your studies, go and dance. So that's why I feel academics or like you have to do it equally if you are studying with a normal discipline, because I think the grades do matter to some extent, because then the teacher would think always blame it on dance. So it's better you perform, or I don't know.
Your action spoke at that moment.
Yeah, so you need to act on it. So these things happen, because many teachers, I remember they used to tell like, yeah, you should go for a dance and music college, but I like geography and I want to do geography. So I did geography, and then I got admitted on merit basis in Baliganj Science College under University of Kolkata. It's a very prestigious college. And then I finished my MSc as a backup plan that, okay, if nothing happens, I at least can be a teacher, because I also love to teach. I used to teach geography also while I was in college to students.
You have done the double masters as well.
And then I got an Erasmus Mundus scholarship, which is under European Union, and it's a very prestigious scholarship, and it is one of the highest stipend that I got, like from European Union, and I was the only Indian in my batch to get that scholarship.
Wow.
So I spent almost 2.5 years in Europe with full scholarship, with full stipend, and I was with 22 other artists from other countries. So we were together for 2 years. It was like a dream, and we were traveling to 4 countries and 4 universities like France, Norway, Hungary, and London. So I think that second master's in dance anthropology gave me, the wings that I was looking for, like what I want to do as a dancer. So the Choreomundus program made me a dance scholar and a dance researcher.
That was a fantastic academic career as well. So there's a lot, people can learn from you, not to neglect their studies while also following their passion. And coming to how a dancer's day looks like what do you do? People are curious to know what happens in the day of a dancer. They're very hectic. They have the programs, they have the competitions. How does your day look like from morning till night?
I don't know, because I don't have a regular day,
Every day is different.
Yeah, every day is different. Every day is different. But yeah, if I don't have any work, I think I am the most lazy person. I would like to sit with a cup of tea and read something.
You are a shy person.
Yeah, or watch something or talk to my friends. So that is my normal day if I'm not practicing. But otherwise, we need to practice. Otherwise, the form, we have to keep the form, we have to keep the discipline. So we need to do like really a disciplined practice.
So you make sure you practice every day.
Almost. I try to practice almost every day if I'm not traveling.
So you were also mentioning that you had worked on the sculptures of our temples, Indian temples. So what is the work like?
Yeah, so I kind of worked. I wrote an article. It's not yet published. Hopefully they will publish it. So in Gujarat, I went to this Rani Ki Bhav, which is a stepwell, and you will find it in the 100 rupees note. In currency note, you will see the picture of that bhav. And then to Surya Mandir of Gujarat. So there I was seeing so many sculptures that we use in our Odissi dance. So for example, I can demonstrate like this darpana. So I used to see like, this thing is a mirror posture in Odissi. So you will find this in Orissa temples, like it's there all over. But then I found a similar kind of architectural pattern in Gujarat also. So that made me think like how this dance and everything is so connected, and all the sculptures, the bhangis, postures are so connected to dance, and I don't, and it's always amazes me to think like the artists who were doing this, stone carved models, so what was their inspiration? Like, was dance before, or they created it and then we are dancing? So it is always like a kind of a, like a tricky,
never-ending question.
Never-ending question. It's like who
What
is
came
first?
first?
Yeah, what came first, whether it's sculpture or the dance, or how it kind of shaped up. And it's still continuing, because now we are using those sculptures and making choreographics in our dance.
What are some of the awards and recognitions that you've got so far?
Yeah, I think that scholarship is one of the biggest thing I received as a dancer. But then I got a Federal Assistance Award from US Consulate, Kolkata, for promoting arts in different communities, in different marginalized communities, and using art for social justice. And then I got kind of scholarships from Ministry of Culture in dance from Delhi.
So you have a long list.
Yeah, it's like a Doordarshan graded artist. So these are like the basic, I think the main things we kind of try to kind of
A dancer could
yeah, a
want
dancer
to
want
in
to
their
have
life.
it, and I am very blessed. And then many other awards also I received from US and other places.
Do you cook? You love to cook? What
I do love to cook.
What do you make usually?
And for me, I don't know. I like to cook anything that is faster. I like grilled vegetables and all. So when I was studying in Europe, I used to cook, and my friends used to love Indian cooking. Yeah.
Okay, so when you are dancing, how long do you have to dance at certain times? There are the theaters, the workshops, sometimes you'll have to dance among so many people. So how long will a dance might be your dance? What is the longest duration you have danced so far?
Yeah, I think 1.5 hours I can dance at a stretch, maybe just in between like 30 seconds gap to announce the piece. But that also sometimes I did myself, because there was no host, maybe it's just my show. So I did 1.5 hours, and this just last month in London I performed for an hour. So yeah, but I do miss performing long hours, because nowadays people don't have time. So we just we are told to just make it short, like make your performance for 5 minutes, 15 minutes. So sometimes it's a bit it's a bit sad thing that we have to make it so short performances, because we train so hard. We would like to show that, okay, we want to show the full repertoire. So I would like to perform for longer hours.
Longer duration, you like that?
Yeah,
huh?
I like that.
Nice. And also your dance form, you want to represent and you want to show people that what are the norms in the society, the societal norms, the issues in the society. You also want to convey that through your dance and your craft. So what are the issues that you would want to tell people?
Yeah, so there is 2 parts, I think, in Indian classical dance, where we kind of tell stories that are already there. We don't touch those, like traditional stories, traditional folk interpretations, then traditional choreographies by very, very great gurus that they have done so many works, so many researchers. But along with that, I also, the researcher mind comes, it just pokes me and tells me like, what else I can interpret from it? Maybe from an epic, or from maybe a novel, or from writings of Rabindranath Tagore. So how do you analyze that is more you can relate to today's world, because now we are not living in 1960s or 1950s. So how do you bring those stories and make it relevant and to the present day context? So how it can connect to the present audience and not just make us nostalgic, but make us think. So like, for example, now I did a workshop a few years ago with some international students in Calcutta International School. So they told me while we were doing that exercise, their biggest problem was depression, and their solution was suicide. And they were only grade 11 student, 10 student, and suicide for what? For exam trauma.
That's so sad to hear.
Yeah, that's so sad, but that's a problem. And so these things I think needs also attention, and I think performing arts can be a very, very strong medium if we use it wisely to make people aware what we can do.
I'm really glad that you're also being able to target the social causes through your craft. And there is a YouTube video of yours which says "Other Than Dance," and in that video, I have watched the entire video, and you have ended it saying that the dance is bigger than the dancer. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, I mean, dance is like an ocean. So I think I'm not even a drop. I'm like a tiny drop now. So the more I go deep, like sometimes it can't be just me. It's not like I did it or it's me. It's not that. It's like what you are contributing to the dance world. That is important, not my name. And how sometimes many people may not know my name when I'm performing in abroad, but they will come and try to hold my hand or hug me or something, and they don't know me. So it's not because they liked my appearance, it's the dance, the language that I spoke to them through dance, they felt it. That is why. So it is not me, it is the dance who is doing this magic. So it is always bigger than the dancer.
The last line had a huge impact. I was watching the whole video, and the last line really made me question what is that? Dance is bigger. So the art form is something that you all give a lot of importance to. And what is the biggest compliment that you have had so far? You have received so far, like from your closest people or from something that you could always remember?
Yeah, I mean, I received compliments, like I got many blessings from many people and many senior people.
I like that you mentioned it as blessings
Yeah.
rather than compliments. Yeah.
And also because I always hear that they tell me that I can achieve more. So that makes me go like, okay, maybe this is not it. I can do many more things. And I can tell you one incident. Like I was performing in Vijayawada, and I performed a Mahakali Stuti. And after my performance, one lady came up to me and she was crying. And she was crying and she held me like tight. And then she opened her gold diamond ring and she put it in my hand, like she just
gifted you the
yeah,
diamond
no,
ring.
I mean, I didn't understand what she was trying to do. And I was like, no, what you're doing, I don't understand, I don't know you. And then she said no, and it fit me properly. And then she was crying and crying and crying, and then I didn't understand. But that moment, and she gifted me that, and I still have it, like as in the award thing. Like it's like a thing. It's not the value of the gold or diamond, but something must have happened to her through my dance that she just came up to me and she cried, and
The emotions just came.
So that is what makes me feel really like happy and satisfied, because I feel like that is why dance is bigger, because it's not me, it's the dance what is making it happen.
So you've had a lot of compliments, a lot of blessings, and at the same time, just like anything, there will be the pros and cons. What are some of the criticisms that you had to face, overcome it, and still stand on what you love to do? Because this will be really inspiring to the audience who are watching, for them to do whatever they are interested in, because they might be going through some obstacles that they're not able to cross that, or they might be stuck at that point. Being able to overcome that. What are the criticisms that happened in your life?
Maybe I would like to speak on behalf of the dancing community as a woman, because as a woman it is hard. No matter in which profession you are, it is never easy, because the moment you step out alone, then people start speculating on their own ways. So that is something, it's very important that we need to acknowledge. But we should not take it in our head, because all the speculations will not make our job easy. So I feel it's very important to have the conviction what I want to do as a woman, and what I want to say, and what I want to say through my dance. That is what will be counted. So I feel it is never easy as a woman to even vocalize your opinions, and especially of my age, who is still aspiring, I would say, and still kind of creating work and,
Just trying to make your mark.
yeah, like seeking avenues and different things. So it is of course difficult, but again at the same time, I always felt, it is important that you know the art. For me, I know what I am doing, and I know, and I'm very happy and glad and blessed that I have a wonderful guru. So I know my training. So
You can also mention your guru's
yeah,
names.
I did mention his name. His name is Guru Bichitrananda Swine from Rudraksh Foundation. So I have a very amazing guru who is supportive. But again, he do criticize me, but it is for my good. It helps me to be grounded. That is very important, to take the criticism. But again, at the same time, I feel like you need to know the craft very well. There will be criticism, it's okay, but once you know the craft, you are there. Nobody can really, all those comments will be very futile, very useless. If you know the craft,
Nobody
if
can
you know
touch
what
you.
you're doing, then let them say, but then your work will speak. So I think that is what we all need to do. We all need to polish our craft as much as we can. We need to train ourselves and be always ready, so that our work speaks. But of course we need to get more opportunities, and we need to create opportunities for each other. And I always feel that a woman should always support another woman, and that's how it's going to make a mark. And it's not about women or men, it's not about, I'm not trying to create any biasness, but because I do have wonderful people around me who are men and who supports dancing, like my father, my grandfather, they're amazing persons. And then my guru, he's also, but they create dancers, right? So it is not about the gender biasness, but it is also about something what we say. We should be more mindful what we speak about other artists, what we speculate, and how do we make it a better place to work and together.
That's really fantastic. So, is there anything that you said your article is yet to be published? Do you also want to write some books on the dance or something about your work in geography or something like that?
Not in geography, but yeah, I would like to maybe write something, a book maybe, but it's like far-fetched now. I need to go a long way to even think.
So, I suppose you collaborate with a lot of people in your dance. There might be group dances. Sometimes you'll have to collaborate with other dancers and people from other dance forms as well. So, would you like to call your friends as well to have this discussion?
Yes, I do. But before that, I want to tell you that, I wrote a grant for US Consulate Kolkata. I applied for it in 2021. And I got that grant for Indo-Pacific Conclave.
Wow.
And I'm really thankful to US Consulate Kolkata for thinking this idea, like how policy making discussion can be held through creative work, how we can, how performance is not just for entertainment but to create dialogues. So, and I'm glad that I received that grant and we could produce an amazing dance production. And that was, this is my first international production in my home city Kolkata, and designed and conceptualized by me. It's called the Yatra, the flowing narrative, which is like the tales and the stories and the bond between the two nations, India and Indonesia. And because of that, I could invite my friend Joko Sudibyo from Indonesia. He's also my college friend. So he has come all the way from Indonesia with his friend Dimas to do this production.
Okay, let us call him. Hello, Mr. Joko and Mr. Dimas. Namaste. We're so glad we have you in Rainbow Studio today. So you have come all the way from Indonesia, Yogyakarta, and you have a special dance form over there. What is the dance form? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, let me introduce. My name is Joko and I'm from Yogyakarta. So, and also I'm an expert of classical dance of Yogyakarta, which is a court dance by Yogyakarta Palace. Yogyakarta is one of the provinces in Indonesia, located in the center of Java Island, and this dance is still preserved until now. As for the information, that most of our culture also influenced by Indian culture. Even though we are Muslim, most of the people in Yogyakarta are Muslim, but Indian, Hinduism, culture, stories, and sculpture, and etc. are still preserved there. The fact is, we have the biggest open air Ramayana stage in Yogyakarta that performed Ramayana story in full story.
So we are very proud to hear that Ramayana is being performed in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very proud moment for us even. So how does your dance look like?
Yeah, because this is a court dance, of course, we have a high standard for all the dancers, including the posture, the movement. We have a very strict rules. Like for example, now I can show you the hand movement. Because this is classical dance, and inspired also by India, no matter what happened, we cannot change this movement. This is classical. When teacher said, Nguruji, you have to do like this. You cannot open it. Even you cannot vibrate it. We have to do. This is one of the example. The other thing is also, your eyes position, right? Where if you are playing a male character or soft male character, we have also the rules that you cannot see eye to eye. If you are soft, you have to look down a little bit. But if you are strong man or demon, no matter what, you have to see eye to eye to all the characters in front of you. That's for the example.
There's a lot to do with the expressions,
and
emotions in the dance.
And also the practice also, we have a lot of requirement, right? We have to practice more than 1 hour in a day, just only for the basic. And also after we finish for the basic, we have to continue again. And I've been practicing for 24 years until now.
Wow, it's been 24 years since you started this dance.
Yeah.
Wow. So I've also heard that you have won a competition which is similar to India's Got Talent, is something that we know. Something similar to that
Yeah.
in your place. Can you tell about that?
I was also the grand finalist of Indonesia's Got Talent in 2010. That's the first Indonesia's Got Talent franchise by Simon Cowell, as I remember. And my group name is Pragina Gong. And not only as a grand finalist in Indonesia's Got Talent, in 2015 I was also semi-finalist of Asia's Got Talent in Singapore.
So you would have started it from a very young age and you have won so much in your life till now. Who would you give the credit to? How did you start the dance?
Of course, God Almighty. I thank God also, right? I thank God for the blessing and also the skill. Secondly is my mother. She is the biggest inspiration, my biggest inspiration. When people say, what do you want to be if you are a dancer? What do you want to get? But my mother said, don't listen. Just move forward, do your best. God will give you everything that you want. Trust me. And until now, I can get everything that I want, including traveling to India.
we are so glad to have you actually, because nowadays people have gone so much into Western culture and traditions that they have, it's fine. I feel, my personal opinion is, it is fine to do whatever you want to do, but you should never neglect your roots. Something that came to us from our ancestors is something that we should always know, be it our traditions, our heritage. And I also heard that Indonesia has this traditional day on every Friday, which means people dress up in an ethnic way, right?
Yeah, every Friday actually government asks all, I mean this is obligation for all students in Indonesia to wear traditional costume, traditional fabric sometimes also to enhance the proudness that we have something that very important. This is our identity and we have to be proud and we have to preserve it.
That's really fantastic from you listening all this from you. So can you tell us a little bit about your costume?
Yeah, okay, let me tell you about this costume. But firstly, one thing that there is a similarity between India and Indonesia, and I can show you this one, this fabric.
Wow.
It's called, chinde, but it's inspired by patola.
Okay.
Patola fabrics that, it's, something like this is also patola. This is very special. When you wear these kinds of fabric, you have a status in the palace and also in the society. So that's why when you are dancing and you wear these kinds of fabric, you have status. In Palace, Yogyakarta Palace, you have also not only status but also degree there.
Wow. So you give a lot of importance to
Yeah.
your costume. So it is like, what is this costume? Does it have any name or something?
Yeah,
like
of
that?
course. The next one is batik. Also, for the costume, I created by myself, but I use traditional fabric. I create this one special for our collaboration because we have a long discussion about what the fabric do you have, what the Indian fabric have, and etc. And finally, I create this one. And something that I want to tell you is this fabric. It's called batik. Batik is the technique how to create pattern or motif on the fabric.
Okay.
So, and I think Indian people also know about the batik. And you know, all of this is inspired by Indians as well. For example, the bird that is, what is that, captured in this fabric. This one also inspired by bird in Ramayana story.
Okay.
This can be Garuda or Jatayu.
Jatayu.
And I
correct.
choose this one because of our discussion and long discussion.
But you have a very appealing, expressive manner. Even while you're talking, I can see that. So, how was your journey like from childhood till now? What do you think dance has taught you in your life?
Yeah, I can see dance is my life. It's like when I'm dancing, it's like I'm meditating. When I'm dancing, I got my happiness. When I'm dancing, I got money also. When I'm dancing, I entertain everyone in front of me. It means like dance is my life. Dance is my life also. So I don't know how the people say about dance, but that's what I thought about dance. Dance is my life. I can work while dancing. I can get money while dancing. I can be happy while dancing. I
Dance
can
is your
concentrate
form.
while dancing. And also I can study while dancing because when we are dancing, we are studying the character, studying the costume, studying the music and etc.
You had also studied about certain pictorial depicts and the way there are the sculptures on the Indian temples.
Yeah, because as I said, there are many kinds of similarities between Indonesia and India. In Indonesia, we have a lot of sculpture and also relief that inspired by Ramayana story. One of them is in the biggest Hindu temple in Java, named Prambanan. They told about the Ramayana story, and we also try to to imitate all the sculpture in dancing.
That's nice. Can you also introduce your friend?
Yeah, he's my friend named Dimas Adinata Raharja. He's still he still trying to pursue the first degree in Indonesian Institute of the Art Yogyakarta, which is the prestigious university in Indonesia for arts, not only for music, dancing, but also arts, painting, and also movie and etc. And he's taking the ethnomusicology department, and he's very expert in music, computer music, and also what is that? Any kinds of traditional instruments.
What is that instrument called as?
Balinese flute.
It's a different type of flute, right?
Yep, because in Indonesia there are many kinds of ethnies. We have Sumatra, Java, Irian, Borneo, Celebes, and etc. And we have also Bali, and this one is Balinese flute.
Oh, that's nice. So, what is the language that you communicate in? What does he speak?
Kamu pakai bahasa apa biasanya sehari-hari?
Pakai bahasa Indonesia, pakai bahasa Jawa.
Okay, so usually use Indonesian language as our lingua franca or national language, and also Javanese. Javanese language for the daily, conversation with friends and people around.
But like people say, music has no language. You can show us something by playing that flute.
Good.
fantastic actually. I seriously did not expect that. I really feel like the music is something, you know, created somewhere, but you have just played it with your own hands. It was fabulous. And I also see that you're wearing a traditional dress.
Ya, kamu pakai baju tradisional.
Ini base cup, this name base cup,
This name is beskap.
Pisca.
Yeah.
Okay.
dan ini batik.
And this one is batik.
Mungkin mirip dengan ini.
Similar with this
Similar
one.
to
ya,
what you
berupa
wear.
motifnya dan
Yeah.
ini this name blankon.
Blankon. Yeah. It's a
Blankon.
cap. It's a tradition. It's Japanese traditional cap.
Wow, that's fantastic. And you're also learning the dance forms from you, right?
He's expert in music only, not dancing.
Music, okay, you collaborated for
Yeah.
music and dance.
We
first.
collaborate also in in France. When I was in France, I registered my movie, dance movie, and he was the music composer for my movie.
Wow. So really, Indian people, you know, love to hear music. Actually, that's our way from a very old times. We usually relax by hearing the music. The kings and even in the kingdoms, they usually relax by just having the orchestra team or someone who can play good music. It's always a soothing way to, you know, relax ourselves. That was a fantastic play by you. And I also heard that you have a company that you run. Would you like to talk about
Yeah, as I told you that I was a grand finalist of Indonesia's Got Talent. I have one company named Praginagong, and until now we still focus on how to produce dance art to entertain people. So,
Wow. So
and we've been, you know, representing Indonesia in abroad more than 15 times. The last time we represent our art, Indonesian art in Moscow in 2019, and we are going to promote it again, do it again in the Netherlands, inshallah, next year.
So I hope you have been, three of you have been traveling so far. And is there a place that you liked in your entire journeys?
Yeah, there are many places that I loved, but I think my university city, Szeged, do have a special place because there we lived for a year almost as a student, and it was very unique to learn the language and go for doing very basic things like groceries in their language and adjusting to it. So it do holds a special place. But yeah, Budapest I think is one of my favorite city that I've been.
What are your favorite destinations or holiday spots, something that you like?
For me, my favorite place, I think Myanmar, Yangon, Myanmar, because I've been, I taught so many students in the international school in Yangon for more than 5 years. I was taught Indonesian culture and also not only that, but performing art in that country. And until now, and something that made me happy is all my students now study abroad. So when I got the scholarship in Europe, I met all my students there.
Wow. That's nice. And
Mana?
any places that you liked?
Kalau saat ini yang saya
For now, the most favorite place is
Jogja.
Jogja. From Jogja. It's still in Indonesia, Yogyakarta, which is my hometown. Yeah, because he's, actually his family, parents and brothers and sisters live in East Java, but he studied in my hometown to pursue, to be expert also, to pursue the degree, and he wants to be the expert as well.
So I see that three of you are, trying to make your mark, learning music or learning dance form, trying to tell the people something from your dance form, from your craft. What are certain things that you want people to, understand? Maybe the social causes, or maybe something that you want to voice out for other people. Be that voice for many people, something that you want to tell. Because I have heard from you as well as from you that, dance is something that you have felt people are looking down. And they're mostly concentrating on jobs and, the academics, but the art is kind of dying nowadays. The artists are not being valued. But we have to have people like you who are keen on learning the art forms, who are keen on telling the world what exactly it is, from where we are, somebody to remind us now and then that this is a part of us, this is our roots, these are our roots. So what is something that a message you want to give to the upcoming dancers and also to the people out there about what dance is, or about how your craft can impact the world?
Who wants to say?
You can start.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we need to be, learn well first, be disciplined. That's very important. And then second is just not learning or being patient, because it is important to be patient and do hard work, but then we need to create opportunities, not just a proscenium or stage, but where else we can dance, how we can use dance as a language, tool, entertainment, studies, health sectors. So that is very important. How do we create opportunities? Because if there will be more jobs, more scopes, automatically people's mindset will change. But for that, we need to create opportunities for dancers to have more jobs.
And some message that you want to give to the audience out there?
I would like to give a message. Like, I know that we have amazing national festivals that are government festivals, and we can it is accessible without any tickets, which is wonderful. But then again, I would like to request audience sometimes, like we go for movies, we go to multiplexes, and we buy many things. We buy popcorns and coffees, which we spend easily 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees for a movie if we go with a family. But sometimes dance programs are only 50 rupees or 100 rupees tickets, or maybe 500 rupees, but we be hesitant even if our family members are performing. So I would like to really request, like, if your family members are arranging programs, or if you know any dance program is happening or music program are happening, please buy tickets and go. Don't ask for complimentary tickets, because it will really help us to grow.
Even when you're saying this, I have got the goosebumps, hearing that people are hesitating to buy and look at a dance form. You would have put in a lot of effort to give that 1 hour presentation. There might have been an hours of practice, there might have been a lot of foundation that you have done to bring that 1 hour performance, and that's really sad to know. That was a really good point. And what would you like to say?
Firstly, I am 100 agree with her statement, open the job vacancy and etc. And I'm trying to do it also. But one thing that's very important is, there is one question. If you represent a country and you don't have an identity, what are you going to do? Right? So art, dance, sculpture is very important, because this is our identity. And I couldn't imagine is one country represent their country and they don't have anything as an identity. So I return it back to the audience. That's the most important thing. As a good citizen, that we have to do, we have to preserve, keep our traditional thing, dance and etc. because it will be important for us as an identity.
True. You mean to say, if you're an Indian, if you want to say you're an Indian, or if you want to say you're from Indonesia, to be able to say you're from that country, what are you doing to that country?
Yeah.
What are you giving back to your country, or what are you representing?
Yeah.
That is what you mean to say, right? That's really true. I do agree. And something that you want to convey to the audience, or to the young people who you're pursuing these art forms, a message that you want to give to the people who want to do it, and you can give them a message saying that they can do it at any point in their life, or they can find the opportunity if they really want to get into that. What is that kind of message that you want to give?
Pesan-pesan apa, terutama untuk generasi muda ataukah untuk halayak biasa?
Untuk generasi sekarang tuh lebih
For now generation,
memperhatikan kebudayaan yang kita punya gitu loh.
I hope they put their attention what the culture they
Maksudnya
have.
kita punya kebudayaan sendiri di tanah yang kita pijak ini, dan alangkah baiknya kalau kita tuh melestarikan kebudayaan yang kita.
He suggested for the young generation, you have a very well-known tradition, right? That preserves already a long time. And for the young generation, you have to continue to preserve the culture because, yeah, as I said, this is the identity also.
When you're saying this, I also observe that you're following it, by wearing the traditional clothes. When you're saying that, you're also a believer of that. Whatever lesson that you're trying to give, you're also following that.
Apakah kamu ketika dia berbicara tentang itu, kamu juga percaya tentang itu, percaya tentang menggunakan pakaian daerah dan lain sebagainya?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really sweet. Even if we're not able to communicate through words because of the language barrier, I still find that I still find your work, your passion in the way you played the music. So
I'm so proud of him also because he is as a young generation, and because nowadays people are more interested in modern thing, Western thing, but he is not like that. He still love his culture because because he loves it very much.
it was fantastic chatting with you, three of you. I had learned a lot from you. I'd learned how a woman can be a role model to others. People always look at a man and they think that a man can do anything. It's always that way we have looked at things, but if a woman really wants to do something, she can really do it. And you've also said how supportive your parents were, how they had encouraged you from a very young age. This would be a special message to the parents as well to understand. Actually, I had read about it that you were dancing in front of TV and your mom had asked you at the age of 5 whether you like to dance. Parents noticing that thing, what kids are loving and enjoying to do, and encouraging them in that path is also important. It's not just always the academics. Maybe there's a quotation saying that if you judge a fish by climbing its tree, it would live its whole life as a fool. So maybe you're not good at that, or maybe you're good at something else. It's the way you observe your kids is also important. That was a message to the parents as well. And even you had the way you promised your parents or the way you promised your faculty members that you will also excel in the academics, that you're not going to leave the studies and just concentrate on something else to get your roots strong and grounded. That was it takes a lot of dedication and willpower, and you have really set a great example to the many youngsters. And through this interview from the Rainbow TV, I guess this is a really special interview for me as well, because I learned a lot from three of you, and the way you were telling about the culture and the heritage. It is really important for the people to know, how the Indonesian people were. We got to. I really now after meeting you, I feel like the Indonesian people are very friendly. They are full of tradition and they have a lot of roots that they're carrying till date.
Long history also.
A very long history. Yes, you've also said that there's a temple in Indonesia, a big temple with a lot of sculptures and all, and that Ramayana is still being played in theaters in Indonesia. And you have played fantastic music. I really felt like I'm just closing my eyes and can just imagine the nature. That sound was very soothing. So thank you. Thanks to three of you. It is really, I'm proud of hosting this interview today and being with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please do not forget to subscribe to Rainbow TV for some amazing content. Likes and comments kuda asal marchipodu.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe to Rainbow TV.
Please subscribe to Rainbow TV YouTube channel.
Please do subscribe to Rainbow TV.
Please do subscribe to Rainbow TV.